Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonso. Today we will be taking a look at beauty secrets from Antiquity. However, before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Now, when we think of beautiful women from Antiquity, three women immediately come to mind: Helen of Troy, Queen Nefertiti, and Queen Cleopatra. So let's begin with the first. Was Helen truly the face that launched 1,000 ships? If so, what then were her beauty secrets? Greek women of the period were obsessed with cosmetics, fashion, and hairstyles. The word cosmetics comes from the Greek kosmetikos. Loosely translated, it means awareness of harmony or organization and tranquility. The daily cleansing routine of a Greek woman consisted of a demanding beauty schedule that also included her hair and clothing. The use of cosmetics, perfumes, balms, creams, and essences was learned from the Egyptians. For the Greeks, pale skin was a sign of wealth. Women worked in the homes and also took care of their children. Only the slaves were tanned because it was they who were outside doing manual labor. However, Spartan women, like Helen, were also known for their physicality and dance skills. Greek women were also enamored with perfumes and scents. Some of the most popular ingredients were frankincense and myrrh. Rose petals from Thrace, which is today's Bulgaria, were not only popular, they were considered to be the best for rose fragrances. Many vegetal products were also used, with olive oil typically used as the base ingredient. For example, ground charcoal mixed with olive oil made for enhancing the eyes. Popular among aristocratic women was a rare rouge type of cosmetic made from cinnabar. Sadly, this is a mercury sulfide mineral, which is toxic. Same as the facial makeup that was ever popular among Greek aristocratic women. With regard to hair, Greek women loved to wear their long hair up and in the most fashionable ways. Luxuriant hair was a symbol of wealth and beauty. Almond and castor oils were believed to fuel hair growth. More importantly, hair was alive and grew. For the Greeks, hair was indicative of life. Lastly, hairstyles distinguished Greek women from the Hittites. Who were the Hittites? They were the prostitutes of the day, and they were famed for doing everything to extreme. In Egypt, hair also played a very important part, as it symbolized gender, economic status, and age. However, due to being plagued with lice, rather than wearing long locks, Egyptians chose to shave their heads. They did choose to adorn themselves with extravagant wigs. Atop their heads, it was fashionable to wear a comb smothered in butter and honey, which would suffocate the lice. Another interesting point about women's hairstyles: Egyptian women were always required to show their ears. This symbolized that they must always listen, while Egyptian men wore wigs and were allowed to cover their ears. Nefertiti preferred wearing a Nubian-style wig. The great queen's name means perfect or beautiful one. Throughout history, Nefertiti has symbolized classic beauty. Yet we know very little about her. We do know that she came from nobility and was most likely born in the ancient capital of Thebes, which is known to the ancient Egyptians as Waset. In today's Egypt, it is the city of Luxor. What were some of the most popular beauty secrets followed by Nefertiti and other Egyptian women? They were fond of bathing in milk and honey because it was thought to cleanse and moisturize the skin. Egyptian women also liked to add dried orange peels, lavender, and rosemary to enhance their bath. Soap made from olive oil was commonly used in their daily regimen. This was used to fight off wrinkles. Castor oil alongside sesame and moringa oil was quite popular. The Egyptians were also known to have preferred waxing for hair removal. They referred to it as sugaring. They would mix sugar, lemon, and water to create a paste to remove hair without sticking to the body. To fill in their eyebrows, Egyptian women preferred to use burnt almonds and olives to pencil in the needed areas. Kohl, which is actually spelled K-O-H-L, not the coal as in a rock, was used as eyeliner. Egyptians freely used kohl around their eyes to act as sunblock. The mixture was made from lead sulfite and castor oil. Sadly, the big drawback is that it could cause blood poisoning. Alas, we have arrived at Cleopatra. She was the last of the Ptolemaic rulers and is synonymous with extravagance. Yet in actuality, we know very little about the Queen of Egypt. Most of what we do know is an echo of Roman propaganda. Tradition has it that she was fond of bathing in ass's milk to cleanse and moisturize her skin. She was also fond of perfumes and scents. Once she learned of the perceived value of Dead Sea salts, minerals, and mud, Cleopatra was quick to set up the first cosmetic factory in Antiquity. She so prized this venture that she almost went to war with King Herod for rights over the region. History often depicts Cleopatra as a woman of almost godlike beauty. However, we can only surmise from a few busts and coins a perception of her likeness. Plutarch claimed that it was not her physical beauty that enticed men. It was her eloquence, charm, and mellifluous voice that added to her allure. Many authors from antiquity have also believed that it was her intellect and charm that captivated those who met her. Tradition has it that she could speak more than a dozen languages. It was also said that she was well versed in philosophy, mathematics, and astronomy. From what we know, Cleopatra indeed stood out among the women of her time. This is the end of part 1, Beauty Secrets from Antiquity. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. We have also included our email address and Instagram information. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Traveler's Tales. Cartistos.